PhD awarded to me last year, so I am officially a doctor as well. Don't get too excited just yet, you know, just because I'm a doctor doesn't mean I'm actually smart. A good example of this is last weekend, me and my wife were playing Articulate with our parents. My mother-in-law was describing something on a card that she had, and we had to guess what it was. And her description was, he was freed in 1990. Okay, some of you might know the answer. So my wife and my father-in-law shouted out at the same time, Nelson Mandela, which is the correct answer. I also shouted out at the same time, Free Willy. Which, as it turns out, isn't correct. Free Willy was released in 1993. So yeah, as my wife likes to say, I don't have a PhD in common sense. And it's true. But she is very supportive, my wife. I told her I was going to be doing Bright Club tonight, and she said, oh, that's great. Are you taking photos? Are you helping on the door? I said, no, I'm actually going to be performing. And she said, oh, don't you have to be funny for that? So yeah, she's very supportive of me and what I do.
She'll come next time.
Yep. Yes. You may notice she's not here tonight. So what I actually do for work is something called quantum technology. That is really nerdy. So when you say quantum, a lot of people think you're talking about something really small, something really complex. Other people will think you're talking about dishwasher tablets. That's true. So I found a way of trying to incorporate dishwashers into my explanation even of quantum physics. So here's a good dishwasher analogy for quantum physics. So imagine you go into the kitchen and you're loading up your dishwasher with all your dishes, and you close the door and you press go, and then eventually the dishwasher goes ping. I assume it goes ping like the microwave. And at that point, you don't open the door. You don't know if your dishes are clean or whether there's still a bit of baked on lasagna on there somewhere. So your dishes are in a quantum state of uncertainty. They're either clean or dirty. They're clean and dirty at the same time. It's magic. And that's quantum science. Although a lot of people tend to go away thinking that at some point they're going to find a dead cat in their dishwasher. That's one for the physicists out there. So yes, in case you haven't realised, I am a physicist. Yeah, no cheer for that. But anyway, so, as expected, see, these days physicists do get a bit of a bad rap. You've got shows like The Big Bang Theory, and all the physicists in there portrayed as a bit nerdy, a bit socially awkward, you know, so we've all got a bit of a bad rap. And I've got a good example of how this affected me, and be ready to say, aww. So I did something a couple of years ago during my PhD called 3-minute thesis. So this is where you have to stand up and you have to explain what you're doing for your thesis in 3 minutes. Kind of does what it says on the tin, really, a 3-minute thesis. So for this, I wore my lucky shirt. I don't know, does anybody have a lucky piece of clothing they wear to bring them luck, or a lucky rabbit's foot or something like that? Yeah, so a lot of people have lucky underwear. I had a lucky shirt. Turns out, if your lucky piece of clothing that you wear to a lot of things is one that's visible, and you tend to get photographed at a lot of different events, people get the idea you only own one shirt. Or either that, or you have a wardrobe that's just full of the same shirt over and over again. Yes, so I wore my lucky shirt, and it paid off. I did my 3-minute thesis to an audience and to a judging panel, and I actually won. It was a complete miracle, and so I decided to have a chat with one of the judges afterwards, you know, for some constructive feedback, as you do. And he said to me, I noticed that you look quite nervous on stage up there. And I said, oh, okay, have you got any tips for that? And he leaned close to me and he said, clench your buttocks. So if there's one thing that's sure to not make you feel relaxed, it's somebody you've just met leaning close to you and telling you to clench your buttocks. Yes, I did not feel... Well, his explanation for this was you clench and you tighten up, and then when they announce you and you go on stage, you release. And everything relaxes, and you feel nice and relaxed. I find that just 4 shots of Jack Daniels is much more efficient. I practice that to this day. So anyway, yes, he said that I won. It was a very close competition, and I won because he felt that all the judges felt that I brought something that little bit extra. Oh, and I felt amazing. And I was like, oh, what is this little extra thing that I brought that made you think I should win? And he said, well, you're a physicist. You know, you're used to being in a lab. You came out of the lab and talked to guess in that case, this kind of preconception that we're all a bit nerdy and socially awkward actually helped me win. It's great. But he did have a fair point. We do tend to spend a lot of time in the lab, in the dark, just running experiments for hours on end and being a bit bored. And I guess the best analogy is if you've gone to the bathroom and you sat down, you're taking a shit basically, and your phone's run out of battery. You end up just looking around, say, reading the shampoo bottles or something. Or at least I do. I suppose. I know a lot of the ingredients of Pantene Pro V. So in the laser lab and things like that, you have warning signs on the walls. And I've got an example. So this is the warning sign I was looking at on the wall, and it was, wear eye protection in this area or serious eye damage may occur. Now that seems like quite straightforward, but if you've been alone in the lab for 6 hours, it takes on quite a sinister tone. Is it warning me or is it threatening me? If you don't wear your laser goggles, your eyes might get damaged. It's worrying. So I decided, as you do, is to have a look at some other warning signs. So moving parts can crush and cut. Great. Hazardous voltage will cause severe injury or death. Now, are these warning signs or are these hints and tips for serial killers? This is what I'm wondering. And then, as with all Google searches, you come across something very special. Listen to this. Severe internal injuries can occur if water is forced into body cavities as a result of being near jet thrust nozzle. Now I see two reasons why warning signs exist. One is it's a very real case that this thing might actually happen, so you need to be warned. Case two, somebody did this. Somebody did this. Please, nobody else do this. Somebody was that bored in the lab that they got a bit too close to the jet thrust nozzle and had water forced into their body cavity. Yeah, that's not a fun thought. I don't get that bored in the lab. Just a bit of dancing every now and then. So another thing, it's not just me. A lot of my friends, we were having a chat a few weeks ago and we discovered that we'd all read the same thing online when we were all bored in the lab. And this was a story about internet security and how a very real fear for the future is that hackers, internet hackers, will gain access to and hack your sex robots. It is true. This is a real fear that our sex robots are under attack via the internet. Now, I mean, this raises many questions. First of all, is why do our sex robots, I'm assuming everybody has one, by the way, seeing as we do live in the future, why do they need internet access at all? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people unboxing their sex robots from Amazon and going, huh, that's not what I meant when I ordered a dongle with it. So, that's the question, why do we need internet access on our sex robots? I'm assuming it's to make them more lifelike. When you say, hey sex robot, how about it tonight? And you say, sorry, I'm updating my firmware. Pro tip, don't address your partner as hey sex robot. It's not going down particularly well. Yeah, so the other thing is possibly, is that this is a real issue for hacking. I think, personally, if I were to hack anybody's sex robot, I wouldn't try to extort them. One fear is that obviously your sex robot's going to turn to you at one point and claim to be the Prince of Zimbabwe. Tell them that they're going to give you $1 million US if you insert your credit card and shout out your mother's maiden name. I wouldn't do anything like that. I would hack into somebody's sex robot and replace the voice. That's what I would do. And I would replace the voice with that of Stephen Hawking. You can imagine, in the throes of passion, suddenly Stephen Hawking's voice issues from your sexual partner. Are you ready for the Big Bang? Oh, that would be funny. I'm ready to enter your wormhole. Just the possibilities are endless. I'm going to suck you down like a black hole. So I'm going to leave you with that image. Please dwell on that image. I have. I'll leave you with one other thing that the judge from 3 Minute Thesis told me after I won. He said, Congratulations on winning. You know, obviously. So congratulations on winning, and one thing you've got to remember is now with the prize money, at least you can buy yourself a new shirt.